What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, we now know the secret to both Archaludon and Diplin for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's DLC, the Indigo disc, and I am incredibly excited because we are just under 9 days away from this DLC coming out, and I cannot wait to play it. Of course, guys, like this type of content, enjoy these videos. Please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining the Pan Fam. Hit that join channel member button below. Starting off with some Riddler Coup tweets. Riddler Coup says the teaser, copy of Black and White, and then Duraludon, Black and White and Duraludon together, and bam, we got Archaludon. So we already knew that Archaludon had a lot of references to Black and White, and if you don't know what they are, let's go over them real quick. So one, Archaludon is literally a bridge. You can make this as like a comparative, like this is the bridge between games, the DLC Pokemon leading into the 2024 Pokemon game. But it's also literally a bridge, right? And Archaludon, well, you know, he looks like a bridge from another Pokemon game. And that Pokemon game is going to be Pokemon Black and White and Pokemon Black and White 2. Archaludon looks like the Driftville Bridge. Now, the gym leader that is actually near this bridge is a dragon type gym leader, right? So you can see where this is all connecting and all that. Now, let's say if this dragon type gym leader had a grandson or some relative in the Indigo disc DLC. Well, we would be correct about that, right? Because we know about Drayden, relative inspired character is Drayton. Drayden and Drayton, here you go. So this, the older gentleman here, is the character from Pokemon Black and White. And this seems to be maybe his grandson or nephew. Looks to be one of the new Elite Four members of the Indigo disc DLC. So signature Pokemon is a bridge inspired by the Driftville drawbridge. We're definitely going to Unova next year, and I completely agree. I think a lot of people knew this, that we're going to go to Unova Gen 5 remakes next year, which makes a lot of sense. We got Gen 4 recently. It's time to get Gen 5. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's time for a Gen 2 remake, and honestly, I would love a Let's Go Johto type of game, but honestly, we haven't had any Gen 5 remakes, and I would love a Gen 5 remake. Gen 5 is my favorite gen, and of course, I would love to see also, in addition to a Gen 5 remake that's pretty faithful, that's not like BDSP, would be a Black and White 3 that can somehow continue the story, add more Pokemon, even more Paradox Pokemon be very cool, because it doesn't seem like we're going to get too many more Paradox Pokemon in the upcoming DLC outside of, well, 4 more, and then we're done. Now, that's not the only tweet we got today. This is the more exciting tweet in my personal opinion. So Riddler Coup says, ta-da, we got Hydreigon, and the other dude is holding Volcarona, right? So we got a Hydra. He's a dragon, dark, and then we got a bug, fire-type moth, right? And then we got the two of them together, fused together into an apple. Now, this is pretty much all confirming to me that, one, this is Dipplin's evolution. We know Diplin is going to be having an evolution. If you don't know what the actual reasoning is, we actually have data on why Diplin is getting an evolution. Diplin in the Indigo disc DLC, Diplin will likely get a new evolution. The data has a defined evolution. It's been snubbed like the Hisui evolutions. And if you were to hold an Eviolite on your Diplin today, the Eviolite would actually work and give you the 50% bonuses to your defense. So that is absolutely massive. They've done plenty of patches since the Teal Mask has come out, and they still have not fixed that, meaning it is meant to work. So we know that Diplin is going to evolve. Now, what else is exciting about this? Well, from the Pokedex entry, we know that there are 2 worms in Diplin, right? So the head worm and the back worm. It's not just one worm, it's actually 2 different worms in it. And in all of the Applin line, it is worms, right? But it was always weird to me that they were particularly grass-type Pokemon, because the Pokemon is really a bug that has taken over this apple, and it's somehow become a dragon too. So to me, the line was always supposed to be a bug and dragon line. We have never had a bug and dragon Pokemon either, and I love bug types, I love dragon types, so it'd be a phenomenal thing to have in Pokemon in general. Now, why is Volcarona here? Well, Volcarona is a bug, and it looks like it might be a bug and a dragon type is what Riddler Coup is confirming here, which is incredibly exciting stuff. And I'm super excited if that is true. And I hope it is, because a grass dragon again, I mean, what's the point? We already have that with Appleton, Blapple, Diplin. We already have it. We don't need it. Mega Sceptile's another one. We don't need more grass and dragons. We need a brand new type to the fray, and that is going to be Bug and Dragon. Now, another cool thing is Hydreigon, right? Now, Hydreigon is literally a Hydra, has 3 heads, and you know, what is Hydreigon bring here? Well, besides the dragon typing, maybe it's literally bringing the Hydra aspect, right? Because we know Applin is 1 worm, Diplin is 2 worms. It would make sense for the 3rd stage to be at least 3 worms and maybe more. And if all the worms are out at the same time, that would constitute as a Hydra at that point, right? So we're looking at a Hydra, Bug, Dragon, Worm, Apple Pokemon from what Riddler-Ku is saying here. And this is incredibly exciting stuff. And more proof about this, if you didn't see the previous videos that I made, let's go over this real quick. So ABC Boy here said, happen to notice that SV 2.0.1 Game Freak left in what alphabetical orders should be the dumbed out Indigo Disc Pokemon in each language. So if you're into word games, you can figure out the names of the Pokemon for the Indigo Disc. And there is 8 Pokemon, and we pretty much already figured out all these Pokemon. Now looking at 113 here, right above my camera, 113 we know is the index that was scrubbed that seems to be the evolution of Diplin. Now, how this works is, okay, so we look at the English name as an example, right? So we know the Pokemon that is at 113, their name is in between Huntail and Hydreigon. Well, Hydreigon 1 was a hint here from Riddler-Ku. And you know what goes before Hydreigon would be Hydra. So Hydra. A comes before E. So it might be something like Hydroplin, which is what I think the name is going to be, mixing the words Hydra and Applin together. Now, this is a very cool list of things. We figured out like the Paradox Terrakion. It's probably going to be named Iron Boulder, which is going to be really cool. And we don't know 100% what the Paradox Entei is going to be called, but we think it's going to be like Gouging Fire, Gouging Seer, something like that. Gouging something related to fire, very similar to like the Walking Wake and the Raging Bolt here, right, which we already have listed on here. Now, one last piece of news. There was a Pokemon Home update, and the Pokemon Home update literally only added 1 line of text, and that text was, maintenance has been completed. Logins are currently being limited to a balanced server load. Users will gradually be able to log in. Please wait a little while. That's your Indigo Disc data mine. So yes, there was no data mine for the Indigo Disc. We literally learned nothing. It was just scheduled maintenance. They didn't update the servers or anything like that. And I'm not expecting to have a data mine until the moment the DLC is out and playable for everyone. And personally, I'm going to be playing the game for myself. I'll look at the data mine on the side when I'm done doing my live Let's Play of it. But don't expect a data mine to come before that. But I will expect more Riddler-Ku tweets, because honestly, this is a pretty big one to me, confirming it's going to be like Hydroplin and it's going to be a Bug and Dragon type, which is very cool, and probably confirming that we're going to be getting the Gen 5 remakes in 2024. Well, guys, there we have it. Let me know in the comment section below what Pokemon you are most excited about, and let me know what Pokemon you want to have in your teams for the Indigo Disc. I'm personally thinking about putting Metagross on it, but if this Hydroplin stuff is true, I definitely want to get Hydroplin on my team. And of course, Archaludon is very cool, so I want to have all the dragons on my team and Metagross, and maybe throw in some starters like Blaziken and Sceptile on there too. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you enjoy my content, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out, and have a good one.